In this SEO tip, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that you can get penalized for over-optimizing your website. Where the line is hard to say, but if you do no SEO optimization on your website, then the website is not going to be found very well. But certainly if you overdo it, then Google will take the view that you're trying to spam the search engine results and you will get penalized. Possibly you could actually get deleted from Google altogether. Now, as always, the starting point, if you've not done it before, is go to Google Webmaster Guidelines. Go and search for that. Bring up the Google Webmaster Guidelines. And if you go down here where it says Basic Principles, the first basic principle says make pages primarily for users, not for search engines, which is Google speak for don't over-optimize. So it says avoid tricks intended to improve your search engine's rankings. A good rule of thumb is whether you'd feel comfortable explaining what you've done to your website to a website competitor or to a Google employee. Another useful test is, does this help my users? Or would I do this if search engines didn't exist? So Google's not saying you can't do SEO. Google's saying don't do it to extreme. Don't optimize everything 100%. Don't sort of stuff the pages with your keyword phrases, and don't use all the other tricks that are available in SEO to the extremes. Be reasonable, basically. Google takes the view that, if you think about what makes your website unique, valuable, and engaging, basically make the website stand out so it gets found on its own merit. So there's some truth in that. As I say, it's a mixture. What you really want is really good content and sensible SEO. But with SEO, don't do too much, and also don't do it too quickly. So if you've got a website that's appearing on page 10, and then you get an SEO person in, or you take my training courses, or however you do it, then suddenly everything is perfect. The next time Google checks your website, it's going to be very suspicious with all these sudden SEO improvements. So the guidelines, as far as I'm concerned, basically mean that what you should do is take it slowly. Do a bit here 1 week, a bit here the next week, but don't do it all at once. And slowly, if you do it sensibly, you should see your rankings sort of improving. Now, there are various tools you can use to see whether your site might be a little bit over-optimized. One that I like, it's a very simple tool. If you've got something like the Chrome browser, you can install an add-on called SEO Quake. This is covered in another of my videos. And once that's been installed, you can bring up a web page like this one here. Then click up here where there's a little icon for SEO Quake. And what that does, that allows you to see information about your website. So for instance, if you go to where it says page info, that will give you a certain amount of information. So it tells you what the title is, what your description is, and so on and so forth. And as you come down here, there's other bits and pieces. But down here, it'll talk about your keyword density. So in this case, it's saying the words, or the word SEO is repeated 30 times on this page with a density of 2.71. So it's not the actual number of repeats of your keyword phrases that matters, it's the density. So, obviously if you just had your keyword phrase and nothing else, the density would be 100%. If on the other hand you've got lots of interesting text, quality text and content, then obviously you can repeat the phrase more often because there's more text to embed it in. So in this case, as I say, SEO has a density of 2.71, website 2.44, training 1.17, and then things like Perth. I live in Perth in Western Australia. That's a density of 1.17. And then if you go down here, you can look at sort of 2-word phrases, SEO training. That's what this particular site is all about. And it's got 9 repeats, that particular phrase, and it's got a density of 1.62. Now, the obvious question is, well, what should this density be? And there's no real answer to that. All I can say is that you should look at what you've got on your pages and read it out loud and think, well, does this sound like normal text? If it sounds like, in this case, it's been written by someone whose first language is not English, then chances are you've stuffed it with too many keywords and you've over-optimized. So as I say, you should regularly read your content and just make sure it reads well. If it sounds like good English in this case, obviously if it's in a different language, in whatever language you're in, but just make sure the phrasing sounds natural and you don't overdo it. So you wouldn't want, for instance, in my case, a paragraph that said, "Hi, we do SEO training and our SEO training courses are run in Perth. And on our SEO training courses, you will find lots and lots of information about how we do SEO training, blah, 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 blah." I mean, in that case, I'd just be stuffing the word SEO training over and over again, and that would be very, very spammy. And Google is getting quite smart. Its reading age, if you like, is going up every year. So it will basically look at the content you've got and the keywords within the content of that text. And as I say, there's no absolute guide rules here. I can't say keep these below 3% or 3.25%. It really depends on your website, how much text you've got on there. And also remember, Google likes text. That's one of the things that if you study the Google Webmaster guidelines carefully, you will come away with that Google likes text. It likes lots of text because Google can understand text. If you do go down here, you've got 3-word phrases and 4-word phrases. So as you can see, training courses, Perth SEO, that has the highest density for a 4-word phrase. And then SEO training courses, Perth, that's the same in fact. And we've got various other things here. So as I say, do use these kind of tools. There's lots of different tools. I just happen to like this SEO Quake one. And as I say, I've got a separate video on how to install SEO Quake. It's free. And it's great for just monitoring your site and indeed checking out your competitors. So do remember the basic rule there. Don't do SEO too fast and too soon. Take it slowly, do a bit here, a bit there, and spread it over weeks, possibly months. Certainly don't take one of my courses, absorb all the knowledge, and then do the whole work over a weekend, because you'll find that all that careful work you've done will actually result in you going down the search engines, not up. So, once again, take it slowly.